without your support, without charitable donations, we couldn't do anything. We couldn't give one bursary, let alone 15 this year, and 118, I think, is our running total since we started the fund in 2001. So really, that's a huge thank you, and it's a bit too big of a thank you for me to do on my own. So I'm going to ask one of our original bursary holders to thank you in a way that I probably can't do. Joab Omondi had a bursary in 2001. It helped pay for his PGCE. He then went on to become head of the geography department in the school he teaches, and he's now embarking on a PhD in his special field, which is climate change. And I know that he is inspiring countless numbers of young students in his care, and we're delighted to have him. He's such a good friend and ambassador to Prisoners of Conscience, so he will thank you in a very special way.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. It's unfortunate that I was running slightly late, but I'm very happy to be here, and I feel very privileged and honored to stand here before you on behalf of the bursary recipients of this year. Actually, sometimes we say that it's much easier if you want to thank somebody by just taking up your pen and writing a very short thank you and saying how much grateful you are. But for some of us who come from some cultures, it's actually quite sometimes daunting to come face to face with people who have helped you so much, especially even before you meet them. May I let you know how much we appreciate the help and support that you have extended to us through your generous contributions. Indeed, I cannot really fully express such in a short time as this, but I know that you have made so much difference in our lives and the lives of our families and those who are associated with us. On behalf of the bursaries recipients, may I say that your thoughtfulness has brought a smile to so many faces. Your kind gesture will last a lifetime. Elaine has just told you that I'm often quite proud of the work that we have done together in this society. What most people might not know where I work is that behind all this is the effort of people like you. And I feel that without your help, I think I would not be fully contributing to this society as I would have wished. I remember one of my most difficult times was, I was working, I got a good experience. I was working with a company that was doing rubbish collection in Westminster. And I think it was wonderful working there and getting the experience. But I think it was so sad because I was feeling that I was going to waste. And I was praying for some magic hand somewhere, and you came in handy. Thank you so much. Let me tell you that I'm sure from the speeches you heard today that you know how many migrants, for many migrants it's quite difficult trying to settle in this country. It can be quite tough in a new country when one feels very lonely and hopeless and unable to participate fully in the society due to lack of finance to qualify. Now, during such times, one's hopes are quickly dashed and fear sets in, especially when occasionally we read some news from some hostile press. Now, but knowing that there is somebody out there so caring and ready to cheer you, to cheer you up, and make their contribution, usually make it so much easier. May I say that our thoughtfulness shall forever be appreciated, and that your support has restored our faith in the UK's proud tradition of providing sanctuary to those fleeing persecution. Being allowed to settle in this country is always just the first step in a long journey, and it can be very difficult and tedious trying to access even some very basic services. But it's always quite difficult to try and access financial support for one to do things like re-qualify. Indeed, as someone from a very dry place, I come from Kenya, let me say that your generous support is akin to a vein of water flowing, hidden underground in the dry season and secretly making the ground green beneath a hill. And sometimes People are wondering how come it's so dry all over, that this particular place is so green. But we know that there is some underground water that is coming to nourish that plant. Ladies and gentlemen, before I stop, may I also say with immense gratitude how grateful we are to the POC, to the staff at the POC for their hard work, time and energy in sustaining this very noble office. Fundraising is an ongoing need and quite a challenging one, especially in this current economic climate. But they have worked so hard with dedication together with our supporters and trustees over the years for this noble cause. Now this last summer, I had a chance to pass by the offices down by London Bridge. I was so humbled by the amount of work that they do, but to see such a small staff and volunteers working so hard with very little at their disposal. Indeed, I say that sometimes I used to hear a lot of criticisms about multi-purpose projects, so we have one or two to learn from the POC office about being small. We know just how small projects are always so successful. Indeed, may I also take this opportunity to also thank in a special way Canon Sagoski for his dedication to the plight of migrants, which has touched so many hearts. And in the words of wisdom from my tribe, let me say that people like you brightens the world for the rest of us. I hasten to add that seeing you on television when His Holiness the Pope was here, so wonderful, I said, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sir Henry, for your dedication and support for this cause. Now, from the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank all of you indeed, who have reached out in a very practical and compassionate way and caring support towards POC appeals. We stand here today confident that although these are very tough times economically, there are people who are ready to sacrifice for the sake of others. That's why in finishing, I continue to appeal to everyone who is here today to continue to support this cause. And of course, may I say that if you've not already signed the dotted lines, please kindly